CMSportsNet is made possible by Genova's To Go.
Hi there, I'm Pat Stetzer, and welcome to a special episode of Game On. We're about to preview the 2024 Carroll County Spring Sports season with a look at the reigning county and state champion boys and girls lacrosse teams, plus a whole lot more. So let's get going. It's Game On. We've got you covered here on Game On as we head back outside for boys lacrosse and girls lacrosse across the Carroll County Athletic League. We'll also do our best to keep tabs on what's happening in baseball, softball, tennis, and track and field as spring athletes get set for the next 9 weeks of action. Let's begin with boys lacrosse, where the county is trying to secure a state title for the first time in 5 years. And we start by looking at the county standings from a year ago. You can see Westminster finished 6-0 in county play, and the Owls ended Century's 2-year run as champs by taking the title. Winters Mill had one of its better seasons in some time, and Manchester Valley was competitive as well. Time to see the boys lacrosse scoring leaders from a year ago. Winters Mill's Reed Postlewaite is back after topping the county with 55 goals and 72 points. A few others from near the top of the list are also back, including Man Valley's Grant Miller and Winters Mill's Camden Deming. Just a note that names in italics mean that player graduated in 2023. It's a good mix of returners and those who graduated from last season, so there figures to be plenty of new names joining the list in 2024. Let's go team by team and dive a little deeper into Carroll County boys lacrosse, and we start with Century. The Knights look to rebound from a 4-10 season in which they went 3-3 in county play and lost to Winters Mill in the playoffs. Jacob Summers returns after leading Century in scoring a year ago with 24 goals and 19 assists. Francis Scott Key went winless in the CCAL last spring, and they finished 2-11, but won 2 of the last 3 regular season matchups. Senior midfielder Graham Johns, who led the Eagles in scoring last spring, is back for 2024. Johns had 15 goals and 6 assists for Francis Scott Key. Liberty opened the 2023 season at 5-2, but hit a little rough patch and finished 6-8, 2-4 in county play. The Lions look to replace top scorers Aiden Ventura and Edwin Blyden, and perhaps sophomore Ethan Addison will help after he scored 11 goals for Liberty last spring. Manchester Valley took third in the county last year at 4-2, and the Mavericks went 9-5 overall, falling to Glenelg in the regional playoffs. The Mavs graduated a 50-goal scorer in JT Calhoun, but senior Grant Miller is back after he went for 31 goals and 26 assists in 2023. South Carroll was on the wrong end of too many close games last spring, and SC went 6-9 overall and 1-5 in the Carroll County Athletic League. Junior Cutter Stanton is the Cavaliers' top returning scorer after he tallied 31 goals a year ago. Reigning Carroll County champ Westminster begins its title defense when the Cavaliers face South Carroll on April 5th, and they do so with faceoff specialist Max Johnson back for his senior season. Top scorer Brady Covey is gone, but the Owls have young guns Chase Zepp and Cam Webb to bolster the offense 1 year after Westminster went 13-2 and 6-0 in county play. Winters Mill competed for the county championship, and they battled city rival Westminster into the fourth quarter before losing by 2 goals. The Falcons went 13-3 and 5-1 in Carroll behind reigning CMSportsNet Players of the Year Reed Postlewaite, who led the county in scoring last spring. Postlewaite and Camden Deming returned after they finished top 5 in scoring in the county. Also back is senior Andrew Owens, who led Carroll County with 32 assists in 2023. Let's go back over to Westminster, where we recently visited practice and chatted with the reigning county champions who have a new coach but the same aspirations in 2024.
Westminster boys lacrosse has its share of new looks this spring, but the reigning Carroll County champions aren't planning to use that as an excuse. Mike Fleming takes over for longtime coach Steve DeFeo, and he's no stranger to the program or county boys lacrosse. Fleming spent several years at Liberty and then Gerstel before joining the Owl staff under DeFeo. And now he takes over a team that went 6-0 in county play and 13-1 during the regular season before falling short against Howard in the regional playoffs.
I would say weather aside, it's been wonderful. We've had a lot of indoor time at Carroll Indoor. Finally getting outside has been great, and the boys have shown a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of work to do.
Westminster had 13 seniors on last year's squad and thus graduated all their defensive starters. but the Owls do return some talent, led by Austin Hardesty on attack. The senior posted 28 goals and 37 points a year ago. Hardesty said it's time for others to step into those vacant roles.
We may have lost a lot of guys, but we have a lot of sophomores from freshmen last year that have stepped up this year, especially like Chase Zepp, Nick Comfer, and those are on the offensive side, but also Travis Mann, who's a junior this year, and Tyler Leppert, really. He's a guy who stopped playing for a year to do football stuff, but he's back now, and he's playing defense now, so pretty promising with that, and excited to see that. And Coach Fleming's been great so far. A lot of energy at practice, a lot of focus, good stuff.
The big thing that we're looking at is an overall team concept, both offense and defense. We like what we have. We feel that we can continue moving in the right direction and continue to do what Westminster's supposed to do. We're not changing our goals at all, and we're just looking to build on each week, just try to get ready for the postseason.
Gone are the top two scorers from a year ago in Brady Covey and Jackson Zaransky, but the Owls returned Hardesty and junior Cam Webb, who had 17 goals as a sophomore, among others. Chase Zepp is also back after a solid freshman season. Also back for the Owls is faceoff specialist Max Johnson, who Hardesty said is a joy to have as a teammate.
Yeah, having a guy at the X like that's just great. Like, getting the ball consistently is really just stress off my shoulders, just saying, like, if I miss one, that's fine. Max will get the next one and just go back, get the ball back again. Even after, if we score, we can another chance to improve the lead, or if we're down, Max is big time, especially in overtime games that we've had like last year and stuff like that.
The Owls fly into 2024 with some top-notch competition, from scrimmages with Urbana and Severna Park, Churchill and Falston, to the season opener with Hereford. Figure on Westminster being battle-tested when the county opener takes place April 5th against rival South Carroll.
We're just looking at making sure that each step is a positive step. Each game is something that we hopefully win and grow on, and if we don't win, we learn. So we just have to make sure that we're making sure we understand the team concept and making sure that everybody buys into what we're trying to do.
We practice every day, like we play in a game, and it pushes us. And we want it real bad every year. Even though we got it last year, we want it more this year. We got some ballers.
Work on three! 1, 2, 3, work!
Like we said, the Owls opened their spring season against Hereford, so let's look at some other big games on their 2024 schedule. The city rivalry game with Winters Mill is set for April 22nd, and Westminster has a big road game against Catonsville in early May. Now we shift to girls lacrosse, where Carroll has a pair of teams looking to defend state championships this season. But first, let's see how the county stacked up against each other in 2023. The county standings are here now, and you see Manchester Valley and Liberty finishing atop the standings, the Mavericks winning the title and going unbeaten last spring. Westminster was the Class 3A state semifinalist a year ago. A look now at the scoring leaders from 2023. Man Valley's Emma Penchik had a tremendous sophomore season and moved to being named CMSportsNet Player of the Year. And note again, names in italics means that player graduated in 2023. Leah Miller is back for South Carroll after tying for the second most goals in the county last year. And just like with boys lacrosse, many of the top scorers from last spring are gone, but 2 of the top 5 returns, and there'll be some fresh faces to join the list in 2024. Okay, time to take a closer look at each county girls team, and we begin with Century. The Knights went 10-6 and 3-3 against county teams, graduated top scorer Jane Brewer along the way. But they returned senior Delaney Sandbank and her 65 points, as well as Harley Hamlet, who had 35 goals as a junior. Francis Scott Key got some of its girls basketball players back this past weekend, so the Eagles should be at full strength coming off a 6-9 season and looking to improve on an 0-6 county mark. Senior Drew Watkins, one of those basketball players, put up 25 goals and 10 assists last spring for FSK. Liberty ended the 2023 season on a 13-game winning streak that culminated with a third straight state championship after going 16-1 and 5-1 in Carroll County. The Lions opened the new year needing to replace their top 3 scorers, Riley Matheson, Hiller Gendrick, and Jenna Evans, so look for a new crop of veterans to lead the way. County champ Man Valley passed every test last spring, and the Mavericks went 19-0 to capture the 2A state title. The Mavs returned standout junior Emma Penchik healthy now after missing the winter season with an injury, but they need to replace several starters from that state championship squad. South Carroll features junior Leah Miller, who led the Cavaliers in scoring last spring and had 81 points, tied for 4th best in the county. The Cavs went 10-6 overall, but just 2-4 in the CCAL, so look for them to be ready to post a better record in 2024. Westminster fell just short in their 3A state semifinal against Severna Park, losing in overtime to the Falcons in a heartbreaker, and they finished 12-6 overall and 4-2 in the CCAL. Gone is standout Jess Kent, who was second in the county in scoring with 89 points, but the Owls bring back talent led by seniors Kate McAlonan and Brinley Tozer. Winters Mill fields a young squad in 2024, just 3 seniors on that roster. The Falcons went 7-7 overall, 1-5 in Carroll County, but the Falcons do return their top scorer from last season in senior Sienna Perryman, who had the 3rd most assists in Carroll with 37. All right, let's go back to Manchester Valley and take a more detailed look at the Mavericks and what they're doing to defend their state championship while replacing a host of starters from a year ago.
Manchester Valley carries a 19-game winning streak into the 2024 girls lacrosse season, one that ended with the Mavericks rallying to win the Class 2A state championship behind 9 goals from men's sophomore Emma Penchik. The reigning CMSportsNet Player of the Year went down this past fall with an injury and missed all of the basketball season, but Penchik is glad to be back outside with her lacrosse teammates as the title defense gets underway.
It's been really good just to get back in an athletic sport and just to be able to do things that I couldn't do for the past 6+ months. The road back has been hard, but it's been worth it. I've learned so much from it, and finally being able to come back and do things is just the greatest achievement.
Penchik led Carroll County with 93 goals and 136 points last spring, but Man Valley graduated a handful of talented players that led the Mavericks to that unblemished record and the state crown.
I think just adapting. We have a lot of new faces. So we graduated 5 starters. That played the bulk of our game, if not all of our game. We have a lot of new players on the varsity level. So for us, it's just trying to figure out what lineup works right now, who's going to step in, to not necessarily fill those shoes, because I think those are big shoes to fill, but who's going to be able to step in and contribute for us, and just getting them to mesh. We have a big group out here, so trying to get the group to come together as one.
Turnout was big this spring for the Mavs, which gives Coach Shelley Brzezicki and her staff depth, as long as the players work hard and buy into the team's expectation and goals. Haley Bittinger, who tied for 7th in the county in points last spring with 66, said coming together early is a key to success.
We're pretty young this year, so we've been trying to go over our plays, teach the basics like our ride, and just go over all of our different defenses to make sure everybody's on the right track. And our scrimmages have been pretty well so far, and we're just getting used to playing with each other and how each other plays.
I'm ready to get back to it. I'm ready for March 21st to come around, first game. The way we've been recovering, we've timed it up so that I'll be able to play on March 21st, however much I need to play. Just to be able to do it, I'm just ready to get back to it.
Man Valley opens against Catonsville at home on March 21st, and the Mavericks have their first county test March 25th at Winters Mill. All of their opponents know to bring their A game against the Mavs if they want to take down the champs, which is more than enough motivation for this year's squad.
Absolutely. We've had some pleasant surprises for sure. One thing I'll say is they're working really hard right now, and you can't ask for anything more in the preseason. Work hard, iron out the things that aren't going well, be willing to make mistakes. That's all we're asking. It's looked better every single day, so we're excited in that.
We've been working our tails off. We've been pushing each other every day to get better, and honestly, it's just a great feeling to come back and work hard.
Let's see a few more big games on Man Valley's schedule. Check out the home games with Century and Westminster in mid-April, and a rematch with Middletown, last year's state runner-up, later in the year. Man Valley is also taking part in the 4 Causes 4 Champions tournament in early April. I mentioned the county had 2 girls teams that earned state titles in 2023, the other one being Liberty in Class 1A. The Lions added a 3rd in a row last year, and we caught up with Coach Tom Brandell and some of his players at a recent practice to talk about what lies ahead this spring.
Liberty Girls Lacrosse lost to county rival Manchester Valley on March 30th, 2023, and the Lions didn't lose another game for the remainder of that spring season. That meant a 16-1 record with regional and Class 1A state championships, which gave Liberty 3 of those in as many years. After graduating 8 seniors that finished 13-0 all-time in playoff games, it's on to a new season as Coach Tom Brandell and the Lions attempt to craft another state title defense.
I think, it's just trying to build a positive culture from day one, doing programs with them where they kind of talk each other up and cheer each other up and, we're just trying to go one day at a time right now, figuring out how to get better. We have some areas that we know we need to improve on, and we're hoping to play our best lacrosse at the end of the season.
Something that we really push for this year is being a green team, which kind of means like staying really positive, being uplifting with each other, and just building that like green kind of community. And we use that, I guess, to push in like lacrosse, both on and off the field. But yeah, we're really trying to push that like motivation and like motto this year.
Senior Annika Ray said the Lions have embraced that green team philosophy. Trying not to be in the red or danger zones is going to help Liberty gel at the right time of the season. Ray said she and her teammates have taken part in sessions with leadership coach Adam Bradley through a Maryland-based service called Lead 'em Up, which is now used in more than 500 schools around the world.
That's really been helping us like kind of come closer as a team, like again, both on and off the field.
So I feel like once Adam Bradley came to our team, a lot of our like environment changed. We're like super positive now. We constantly like are talking about being green and just stuff like that instead of like, not being red and being green. So our team has like definitely changed a lot. Like the environment is just so much better.
Look for Ray to fill a bigger role this spring after Liberty lost its top two scorers, Riley Matheson and Taylor Gendrick, to graduation. Liberty's defense should get a lift from senior Sydney Bolger, who said motivation remains just as high this spring as in previous years.
So I feel like this year we do have, even though we lost a lot of players last year, I feel like we still have a lot of motivation with our seniors here. Even the sophomores, I feel like everyone is really motivated. We have a really like supportive team, and we're all supportive of each other. Like if someone drops the ball, you're good, like keep going. And I feel like that really helps because it doesn't feel like anyone's like, there's no negativity. Like everyone's just really supporting each other, and it's really nice.
The Lions opened their spring campaign with Westminster, a state semifinalist in 2023, on March 26th. 4 days later, it's the Four Causes Four Champions tournament with state champs Broadneck and Manchester Valley and Baltimore County champion Towson. Then Liberty hosts St. Ignatius, ranked number 2 in all of California in 2023, on April 3rd. The Lions are feeling confident they'll be ready come playoff time, and Brandell said those challenges along the way can only make Liberty stronger.
Yeah, believe it or not, we have, I think it's 12 girls who are going on their 3rd or 4th year of playing varsity lacrosse. So it's not like that we're a brand new team. And a lot of the girls have gotten significant playing time over the years, but now they're going to just take on leadership roles. So I'd expect you to see Annika Ray, Sydney Bolger, Sophia Carpinetti, Haley Fieger, of course you know, Emily Pond in goal as well. So, I mean, we have girls at every spot on the field that can compete at a high level, so I'm excited for the season.
Now we take a look at some of the games to watch for the Lions, who visit private school Gerstel Academy on March 27th for the afternoon matchup. Liberty hosts fellow state champion Manchester Valley on May 2nd. All right, time for a quick break, but there's more Game On Spring Sports Preview coming up. When we come back, we take a look at baseball, softball, tennis, and track and field, and get set for the start of the 2024 season. It's all coming up right after this.
Hungry? Genova's to go. Pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fresh hot pizza right from the oven. Genova's to go. A mouth-watering cheesesteak just off the grill. Genova's to go. Fresh baked bread and plump wings seconds from the fryer. Genova's to go. Genova's to go carry-out, delivery, mobile device, and online ordering is available at all locations. Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, and our newest dining room in Eldersburg for lunch, dinner, or any time in between. Genova's to go.
Hi, I'm Pat Stetzer. Join me for a special edition of Game On as we close the books on the 2023-24 winter sports season in Carroll County. We'll recap the boys and girls basketball season, take a look back at the best in high school wrestling, and talk with the coaches.
She's just a powerful machine. That's why she finished so well.
Plus, we'll unveil the CMSportsNet Winter Sports Athletes of the Year. It's CMSportsNet's Winter Sports Wrap-Up Show, Wednesday, March 27th at 7 p.m. Don't miss it. Hey there, I'm Pat Stetzer.
And I'm Michael Duffy, inviting you to join us for The Score and more.
Each week we'll talk about high school sports in Carroll County. We'll share information about upcoming games, highlight coaches and athletes, and much more.
We'll even try to have a little fun along the way. Don't miss The Score and More podcast, presented by CMSportsNet.
The Score and More Sports podcast is available online at carrollmediacenter.org and on a variety of podcast channels.
Welcome back to Game On, and we have more spring sports preview ready to go. We wanted to show you the county standings from 2023 for baseball, softball, and boys and girls tennis, and a quick look back at the county track meet too. We begin with baseball. Liberty is the reigning champs after the Lions went 11-1 and won their first outright title in 11 years. The Lions made it all the way to the 2A state semifinals. Century and Man Valley also had winning records in the CCAL. Now we go to softball, and last spring it was Francis Scott Key with an unblemished county record. Eagles went 12-0 for their first county crown since 2005 and played in the state tournament, while Manchester Valley reached the state tournament as well. Liberty was runner-up in the Carroll County Athletic League standings. Okay, let's talk track and field. Manchester Valley is the reigning boys team county champ after the Mavericks won on their home turf, held off Liberty and Westminster to take the team title. On the girls' side, it was Westminster dominating with more than 200 points for their first team county championship since 2002. Carroll County totaled 7 state championships in late May at the annual state track meet in Prince George's County. Over to tennis now. Liberty won the boys team county title with a 10-0 record. The Lions went 11-0 during the season. South Carroll was second and Man Valley was third. On the girls' side, it was the Mavericks winning their first ever county title, while Westminster edged out Liberty for second place. The county tennis tournament came to an end at South Carroll High School on May 6th, and 5 different schools came away with county championships. Liberty later repeated as Class 1A team champs behind 3 state finalists, led by boys singles player Honor Zan. And that is it for our 2024 Spring Sports Preview episode of Game On. As always, we thank you for watching. We want to mention the CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week will be back as well. We'll recognize some of the top Carroll County athletes from the spring season and talk to them about their achievements on the field. Follow along as we showcase some of the best athletes the county has to offer. And we have some lacrosse coming your way this Friday, March 22nd, when Francis Scott Key hosts Christelle Academy at 6 p.m. from Uniontown. Looking forward to seeing that one. A quick note before we go that CM Sportsnet has plans for a game of the week on March 28th when Liberty hosts Westminster in a county boys lacrosse clash. Looking forward to that one too from the Lions Den. Be sure to catch all of our high school sports content online on Facebook and YouTube, as well as our website at cmsportsnet.com. And you can watch us on cable channel HD 1086. Thanks again, everybody. Happy spring, and we'll see you next time.
Hungry? Genova's to go. Pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fresh hot pizza right from the oven. Genova's to go. A mouth-watering cheesesteak just off the grill. Genova's to go. Fresh baked bread and plump wings seconds from the fryer. Genova's to go. Genova's to go carry-out, delivery, mobile device, and online ordering is available at all locations. Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, and our newest dining room in Eldersburg for lunch, dinner, or any time in between. Genova's to go.